Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for, this is actually your bonus reading for March 2023. We're just going to jump right in here. It's going to be a free flow reading, so whatever comes up, comes up. You have this inspiration card. It says, a spark of inspiration will ignite brilliant new ideas. So, you know, I feel like some of you need to get moving towards a new idea. Some of you already have. Like, let me say this, Aries. I'm pretty sure in your last reading that I said this, and I'm going to say it again. If you're working on something new, or if you're adding something onto your business, 3 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, like 2 things, you know, I feel like it's going to lead to a lot of success and a lot of abundance. So, you know, I would keep doing whatever it is that you're doing. You even have this card here that says, continue to make the most of every open door. So it's like, you know, if you're not taking advantage of certain things, I would make sure to do it. You know, it's like I did that video a while ago about how YouTube is like trying to like destroy my channels nowadays with like shorts. But at the same time, you know, the funny thing is I've been putting up a short every single day, and it's like my views have kind of like gone back up. So it's like I can complain about it or I can take advantage of it, right? And it's like taking advantage of it, it's an open door. And I kind of have that popping into my head for you here, Aries. Like there might be certain things here going on where it's like you're not necessarily super enthusiastic about doing them, but it's like there could be a way to that would increase your business, or there could be certain things like I don't really have any good examples, but I'm sure there are things that maybe you don't want to do in relationships, even though maybe it's not like that big of a deal. It's like me, I'm a Pisces, right? I like to just live in my little clamshell and just, you know, escape. And, you know, it's like hard for me to allow people into my personal space, right? But it's like, obviously, if I want relationships, I have to get over it, right? So it's like there are tons of little things that, you know, I think we all kind of have to, I don't want to say like get over, but, you know, get over it. You know, there are like certain things that we have to deal with. It's like even in my business here, you know, with Minnow, it's like I'm not like, I'm just not into social media. You know what I mean? It's like, well, except for YouTube, obviously, but it's like doing, like posting on Instagram and everything, it doesn't get me super excited. So I have a person who does it for me, right? And if I didn't, it wouldn't get done. So, you know, it's like one of those things where there are solutions to all these problems is what I'm trying to say. And I feel like you could be finding inspiration this week to kind of like get working on these ideas or to improve upon ideas like in your business or your love life or whatever the case may be. You have the 3 of Cups here. There's some sort of celebration coming in for you. I'll tell you what as well here, Aries, like look at this. See, you go to the star and then you go star, moon to the Ace of Pentacles. I kind of feel like some of you could have a person in your life that you look up to, and they could have some really good ideas, again, especially for those of you in business, and maybe you're not sure how to do it, but I feel like, number one, Ace of Pentacles says, like, figure it out, learn, right? But I also feel like there could be, like, a person you look up to who would be more than willing to help you as well. So don't be afraid to, you know, ask your community, ask for help, or to ask a person who knows what they're doing for help, especially for those of you in business. You have the 2 of Pentacles as well. I feel like you need to have more fun. You know, I'll tell you what, I mean, I think you get this a lot with me, but I definitely would be balancing the energy. Like if you're not doing things that you enjoy, I feel like you could feel like depressed, but it's not really, maybe it's not really depression. Again, I'm not a doctor, so do not take this as medical advice. Obviously get help if you need help. But what I am saying is that it's like maybe it's just that you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, and you need to kind of like mix up your routine or your day, but also like fun, you know? I always say that for like 3.5 years, I had a big business failure when I was younger, and I basically did nothing for 3.5 years. I learned that whole entire time. I was like studying and all this other stuff, but I really did nothing. And I didn't allow myself to have fun because like I wasn't making money. So I was like trying to force myself to make money and do things and like, you know, on businesses that just kept failing. And it wasn't, I always say, it like literally wasn't until I started going for walks. That was like the first thing that I started doing is getting out of the house. It wasn't until then that my life started to turn around. I literally started this channel like shortly after that period of time. So, you know, and other things as well. But I also started socializing, which I hadn't done for like years. I became like a hermit, right? And so it's like, I think we don't realize how dull life can be when we are in that state. It's like we have to get the energy moving in the right direction to escape it. You have the Death card here. I do feel like there could be some sort of ending here. You know, it's really funny because I feel like you're the one that's calling the ending. You have the 9 of Swords, 6 of Wands to the Knight of Cups. It could be an ending in a love situation where either you're ending a situation, or I also feel for some of you, you're not allowing a person back into your life here. I feel like they're very surprised if you are the one that's doing that here, Aries. I also feel that there is new love coming in for you if you want it. So, and it could be a water sign. It could also be an Aquarius here or an earth sign. I mean, you basically have everything here. So, take it how it resonates. But let's see. With the Three of Cups, are you kidding? You have the Devotion card. I love this card. It's so cute. There's like a dead bird and its other little mate bird right here. So it's like, how cute is that? Someone who will, wait on you till you die. So I feel like till death do us part here, Aries, with a person, if you want love. This is like a new person here, I feel, going this way. Definitely could be like someone with Capricorn in their chart, or just a Capricorn with that Queen of Pentacles there, or an Aquarius. Again, this right here is like the same part of the sky, Aquarius and Capricorn. So it could be a person who has a lot of energy in that part of their astrology chart. Obviously, I don't recommend asking people about their charts on the first date. You might want to wait a little bit, but, there you go. With the Two of Pentacles, you have this Principal card. Yeah, this card comes up a lot because we have Neptune and Pisces. Neptune and Pisces has a lot to do with our principles, like in life. We all have certain principles, certain rules, or certain things that we live by, and Neptune and Pisces says why. Neptune and Pisces is like the fly in the ointment, and it is like saying, why do you do these things that you do? So a lot of you could be kind of like figuring out that you don't need to do certain things that you do in your life, and then you could be figuring out there are better ways to do things that you do as well. With the Death card, you have the Lust card. Some of you could be ending just a lusty situation for something more real, is what this looks like to me. I feel like you're maybe, especially you have this card that says a long journey brings reward. So if you've been on a long journey in your love life, or if you just haven't had what you wanted, it looks to me like you're getting something that you want. Next, you have this card that says continue to make the most of every open door. You have I didn't even realize this. You have the Star card, and then you have this card that says the stars on it. So I feel there are just a lot of opportunities, a lot of open doors, but I also feel like it's saying, again, just like the example I just gave, in business, for example, if you're not as successful as you could be, it's like, are you using all the tools at your disposal? Are you on every social media? Are you using social media to the best of your abilities? Are you, do you have a website? Like, it's like they're like, are you using the open doors? It's the same thing with love as well. I always say to people, it's like, yeah, Tinder, for example, might be garbage, but if you want love and you're not on Tinder, you're basically telling the universe, I don't want love, because the universe has provided us with an opportunity to find love. People have found love on Tinder, true love, right? And I'm not saying that's where you're going to find it, but I always tell people, just set up a Tinder. You don't even have to use it, right? Just tell the universe that you actually want love. So it's like we have to act as if, and I get that energy here where it's like in all areas of your life, there could be things that you're not doing that could help you act more as if you have the things you want. You have the Star, the Nine of Swords, the Six of Wands, and the Nine of Wands. Again, Nine of Wands is literally my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So I'm a big fan of experimentation right now, mostly because of the Star card, Pluto and Aquarius. Pluto will be going into Aquarius. The Star card is Aquarius. And so I'm a big fan of experimenting, trying new things, working with new energies. All that is going to be, profitable for some of you. You have the Nine of Swords and the Six of Wands. See, I see you rising above a situation. You see here how there's like this person that's coming up to this person on the horse right here. Sorry, I can't get my fingers to work, but right here. I feel like you're rising above a round situation with a person. So if you've had a situation with a person that is like round, that's just never ending, I feel like you're calling judgment. Like you're saying, no, this is over. I'm done with this situation, and that's it. For others, I feel like you're just kind of like moving on to something bigger and better, because we have 2 6s here. And if you've been watching me for a while, you know that I love 2 6s in the tarot. To me, 2 6s is just confirmation for your path. And it just says you're going in the right direction. So if you're walking away from something like a job, a business, or, something that just isn't working, and you're going towards your star, which is like your North Star, which is something that guides you, something that motivates you, something that excites you, something that fulfills you. If you're moving towards that, then, you are definitely on the right path, and it could be bringing a difficult situation to an end. Again, this reading, I think that card that says a long journey brings rewards is like what this reading is all about. With the Star, you have the Originality card, which is basically the Star. This is a card of like invention, coming up with new ideas, being original. And so for a lot of you, you have Jupiter in your first house. It's going to go into Taurus, but then it's going to retrograde back into your first house this year. Any original ideas will get you a lot of attention. With the Nine of Swords and the Six of Wands, you have this restlessness card. I feel like some of you could be leaving situations that make you feel restless. Like maybe there's no clarity in a love situation, you could be leaving it. Maybe there's no clarity in a work situation, either you're leaving it or you're changing it. I always tell people, it's like, people always ask me, like they say, I love my job, but it doesn't make me enough money. Do I have to leave? I'm like, no, go ask for more money or go do something first to get more money. And then if that doesn't work, then leave it. Same thing with your business. If you're not using all the open doors, start using the open doors. Try that first. I keep telling people it's not a good time to just like leave something. I would try to make it work first and then leave if you have to. But if you're feeling restless, it could be because there's things you're not doing. With the Nine of Wands, you have this innovation card. Like every single innovation card here in this row. So you could be being seen as being an innovator, as coming up with unique ideas, as, kind of being really intelligent, getting a lot of attention. But the problem with being an innovator is this right here, the moon. The moon kind of represents innovation. It kind of represents the path of innovation because, normally the moon just has that path down the middle. There's some mountains in the background, but it's a card of fears, fantasies, illusions, mysteries, not really seeing things clearly. But really it's because it's part of the fool's journey. He is innovating on his path. He doesn't really know where he's going. He kind of does, he kind of knows he needs to keep working towards the star, but he's just maybe not sure if he's seeing results, or maybe he gets distracted by something. Those two pillars on the moon, I'll show you right now, these two pillars, they represent a distraction. They basically say to the fool, keep working towards what you're working towards, your like main goal. You have the stars, and it says a long journey brings rewards. I kind of feel like you're at the end of a moon period with this card, as I was just talking about the moon, because this tells me that you've been working towards something for a very long time. And I feel like you're kind of like, it's almost like you're putting something to rest, although I don't think that's the right word to use, but that's what's popping into my head. I feel like you're kind of at the end of this journey. You have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups definitely could be love coming in for you. I'm telling you, if you're interested in like an original type person, I feel like you could be attracting a person who is very original. Definitely, you have so many Aquarius cards here. Definitely could be an Aquarius or just a person who has Aquarius, important Aquarius placements. But what I would say is I feel like it's a very original person. Like they don't live life like anyone else. They could be eccentric. They might do something unique for a living, or I don't know. I just get like, it could be any of that stuff. I also feel like they could be very, very different than what you're used to. Even if you do want love, but if you don't want love, the Knight of Cups, he's normally looking into that cup and he's like dreaming of his future life, or he's dreaming of something that he wants to attract into his future. So again, some of you could be manifesting a dream that you've had for a long time. And you have the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is about moving on to calmer shores. But I always say this woman and the child here, they've left everything, they're completely starting over. They've left everything in the past and they're completely starting over. And there is something here where it's like maybe some of you are kind of thinking about the past and being like, well, it's like the past was easier, but I feel like this is saying like, don't go back to the past. It's like what's in front of you is so much better. And not only that, I think some of you need to realize that you've been on this long journey. So if you're thinking about a past person, for example, it's like the way I see it here is this reading is saying to me, you've done the work, they haven't. So it's like, why would you go backwards? Same thing in business. It's like, maybe your business isn't doing exactly what you want it, but it's like you've been learning all along. So apply that knowledge, use it so that you can keep moving forward. With the Knight of Cups, you have the concentration card. I feel like you need a North Star if you don't have one already. The Star card and Pluto and Aquarius encourages us to have something to focus on. It could be a mantra. It could be your motto for life. It could just be an idea that you have, and it can change over time, right? It's to give you an example, it's like all the videos I create on all the channels that I have is all about helping people make their dent in the universe, right? That is like my North Star. That is the thing that guides me. I always say, like, if I'm creating a video for something else, I'm like, does it match my vision? Does it match what I want? So I feel like you need to come up with your own thing and concentrate on it. It will lead to more success. With the moon, you have the practicality card here. I feel like one foot in front of the other. Definitely seems to be one of those weeks where, just one foot in front of the other, just moving towards your goals. Don't stop. It seems to be the thing that will lead to success. With the Six of Swords, you have the drama card. I feel like someone is screaming that they're like drowning here. And, I would be careful of a past person. It's like you've made it across the choppy waters. This person, I get the sense of a person who had a chance to be in your boat, but they chose to jump out probably with like a cinder block attached to their legs. So I feel like this person screwed themselves. I would be careful of anyone who's causing drama or who wants to cause drama in your life. At the end here, you have this treasure chest. Yes, this says success, reaping the rewards. Amazing. There's a lot of success coming in for you here, Aries. You have the Queen of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Ace of Pentacles. Remember what I was saying earlier about kind of like acting as if you already are something? She is Pisces, which, Pisces is the chameleon, which you have here on this Lust card right there. This card actually represents Venus and Aries, but, the chameleon would be like Pisces, and this is Pisces. But what I feel like this is saying is, I feel like it's saying act as if you already have something that you want. She has these 3 stages of the moon on top of her crown here, and it represents the fact that she sees the beginning, middle, and end of everything that she enters into before she enters into it, but not intuitively. She is imagining her reality as she wants it to go, and because she's using her vision, her feelings, her emotions to create her reality, she creates her own reality. So it basically says act as if. You have the Ace of Pentacles. Well, I want to show you this first. Like, she kind of has the Ace of Pentacles. She's holding one pentacle, the Queen of Pentacles. And I feel like that needs to be your focus, like one thing that you're creating. And I also feel like this could be an increase in your resources. So some of you are like making more money, which is leading to this success right here of the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel there's a lot of success and abundance coming in for you here with this energy. But the Ace of Pentacles is something that needs to be like nurtured over time. I think that, again, if you're looking to like start a business, if you're looking to start an online business right now, I think one of the greatest thing, like one of the easier things that you could do right now, I wouldn't say it's easy, because again, you have to nurture it with the Ace of Pentacles. You can't just like start something and just let it go right now, especially for like the next like 10 years at least with the Ace of Pentacles, but it'll be worth it if you treat it like a garden. We have to water, fertilize, give it sun, all that other stuff. But like starting an online community, I think if any of you have ever thought of doing that, it would be a very profitable for sure, but it could be anything. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have this criticism card. I would just ignore criticisms. I feel like, and I also feel that if you're doing the right things right now, you're going to get a lot of criticism. We're entering into a time, I think, where I just think of like Neptune going into Aries, for example, in 2026, where like, even though that's like a few years away, I don't care. We're entering into a time where I feel like if you're going against the crowd, you're going to have a lot of people who are like, what the hell are you doing? Not being a sheep like us, right? But if you do that, you're going to become very successful. You just have to ignore those people. With the High Priestess, you have this discrimination card. This is like a card of discernment. It's not like discrimination like we think of it. But it basically says you need to be very picky about the situations that you enter into your life. It's like you know what to look out for. You need to trust your intuition with that High Priestess. And with the Ace of Pentacles, you have the detachment card. Every single person, another Aquarius card, by the way, and every single person has had this card. So, I feel like we need to kind of like detach from outcomes and have no expectations right now. I basically feel like that's what the card is saying. But let's see. I'm going to pull 5 main themes now. You have this target card. It says a goal-oriented person. I feel like, number one, you are very goal-oriented, if I can get that word out. But I also feel that you could be attracting a goal-oriented person as well. And it makes sense that it could be an Aquarius because you have the star card. And again, they could have like a North Star, something they focus on. You have this mountain road. It says you're on the road to success. You have like 3 cards that say the same thing, right? A long journey brings rewards. And, well, I guess that's the only one, but still, it doesn't matter. I feel like there's a lot of success on the road that you're on. I kind of do feel this reading is like saying, don't get off the path that you're on. Remember what I said earlier? It's like, I feel like you need to give something a chance to succeed. And to do that, I feel like you need to use every single open door that exists, right? You have this boot card. It says increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. Yes, I would increase. I don't even think this is about effort. I keep telling people that we are definitely in a time of work smarter, not harder right now. So it's like, the whole hustle culture. It's like there are plenty of people like, I love Gary Vaynerchuk, right? I love his stuff. I personally like to hustle in work. I like to do a lot of work. That's just who I am. But I always tell people it's like, it's not necessarily good, right? If it affects your personal life. And plus, I also think it's not necessary. There are plenty of things you can do where it's like, I think it's better if you're like starting a business, for example. It's like, yes, hustle in the beginning of the business, but you should be delegating at a certain point, especially put on Aquarius. I keep saying to people, teamwork makes the dream work. If you're not starting a team or building a team, then you're crazy with Pluto on Aquarius. But, it's like, I feel like this is saying, start working hard on new directions, but make sure you're also maybe putting the right people in place. Now you have this wishbone card. It says a wish granted. There you go. Make a wish for sure. And finally, you have this hills card. It says obstacles to overcome. These are hills. These are not mountains. So, of course, this is just life. Life is full of little hills that we have to overcome. I feel like this is saying, like, don't get disappointed in like tiny little upsets, right? Because in general, you're moving in the right direction, right? So this looks really, really amazing. I love where this is going, Aries. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.